Well, hello, you gorgeous mother truckers, you, and welcome to another video. Right then, so I made reference to this video in the previous video. So this particular video is going to be sort of a compilation of clips from other videos and things in Parliament, which is just demonstrating the, I don't even know if it's crass stupidity, ignorance, arrogance, or the fact they just don't know what they're doing. But it's going to be a few examples of Labour MPs just being unable to answer questions. Now, as a politician, I mean, we all know, let's be honest, many politicians, when you ask them, you never get a straight answer off a politician. But these particular Labour MPs are just very good at either not knowing what the hell they're talking about or just deflect, gaslight, change the subject, humiliate, take the piss out of, anything other than actually answering anything that they're asked. Because if it's not, I akin Labour politicians, Keir Starmer especially, he's very good at this. They're a bit like a call centre. You know when you phone up with a call centre, you've got a problem, and you ask them something that isn't on their screen, which they can click on, that'll give them a standard answer. They don't know what to do. Or they just default to a standard answer. That's the Labour Party. If they're asked a question and they're not sure, they just default to this on-the-screen stuff. Or they make childish jibes and digs. Or they blame the Conservative government because that's always their get-out-jail clause. But the simple truth of the matter is 90% of the stuff that's happening right now is a direct impact of their decisions and their choices. They can't blame the Conservatives anymore because it's all them. They've been in power just coming up to a year now, so everything that's happening now is because of them. You can't say we're doing this because of, you've done it and it's the impact of what you've done now, your work. You can't blame everybody. Everybody's bored of that. Everybody's seen through that. No one's buying it anymore. So in any case, let's get into these videos. They'll be as they are, credits to credits due. So here's the first one with my best mate, Jess Phillips. Well, not answering a question.
Focus on to some of the responses to the Dame Baroness Casey, if that's all right, Minister, and just on the ICS recommendations as well, while we've got you in front of us. It was just, are you able to provide an update on the recommendations from the ICS report in terms of time frame when they are going to be implemented? Because at the moment, my understanding is we're not quite sure.
Well, look, no, I mean, I gave a statement to Parliament and published a plan, if you will, of some of the timelines that are really specifically on the ICSA recommendations. Once again, the Home Office is actually only responsible for, I think, 4 of the 20 ICSA recommendations. They are the responsibility largely of other government departments, but that has there is a published timeline on some of those things. Now, some of them are waiting and reliant on what happened last week, which is the comprehensive spending review, and so government departments are currently going away and looking at their obligations in light of the spending review. So I would say more update on timelines of exactly how that will come in the coming months when those conversations are had.
Okay, so are you able to give any better indication on time frame? I'm just conscious we're almost a year in.
Have you got a particular?
Well, just for example,
recommendation?
Yeah, okay, so look, public awareness campaign, as far as I'm aware, no plans yet. Power for courts to intervene in council exercise parental responsibility, no plans yet.
Say the first one and I'll answer.
Well, okay, I'll put that and
See what I mean? Just the arrogance, the stupid. They treat you like they treat everybody like they're stupid, like that you just don't understand them, and therefore you must be. It's you're the problem, not them. They don't have an issue at all. It's not them. It's you. Then we come on to the Defence Secretary, who was asked by Nick Ferrari, LBC, a simple question. Well, You'd think it's a simple question. Let's just sit back and enjoy how not to answer a simple question.
Are we opposing the action taken by the United States on the weekend? Good morning.
Iran must not have a nuclear weapon. The threat that they pose to regional security is a serious one.
Yes, my question was, Minister, is the United Kingdom opposed to the action we saw on the weekend? It's a yes or no.
Well, and that's not one for me to comment on. We've been involved with
But
our
you're the
US
Armed Forces
colleagues.
Minister. Why would you not have a view on armed intervention, as it were, in Iran?
The US administration has been clear for some time that they were keeping all options on the table to deal with.
Sorry,
the
I mean,
threat
it's
that Iran
a simple
poses.
one, Minister. Are we for or against the American activity on the weekend? For or against?
Well, the American activity has now happened. They're taking those steps to deal with the threat. And what we have, as a country, what we have been focused on over the past
you
few
don't
weeks
know
and what
whether
the
we're
Prime Minister's focused on
supportive,
is
whether we
diplomatic
support or
efforts.
oppose it. You're not clear as to whether we support or oppose the action.
Well,
Am I hearing
what we've
correctly
been focused on
that the
there-
Armed Forces
what we're focusing on
Minister...
is the diplomatic solution
I know,
that
sir,
resolves
but
this crisis.
I just want to clarify that the Armed Forces Minister for His Majesty's government doesn't know whether he supports or opposes American activity on the weekend, our supposedly closest ally, and you don't have a view.
No, that's not what I'm saying, Nick. What I'm
So
saying is our
is it support
focus-
or opposition? Where are we?
So our focus, Nick, on this one is on the diplomatic solutions because
Minister,
of
you're
their
a
nuclear
bright bloke. You're
program.
not answering the question, are you, sir? I'm asking whether we support or oppose what Donald Trump is doing, and you won't tell me. Or you can't tell me, I don't know.
I like Nick. I do like him. I like him a lot. Even though he's on a ridiculous radio channel, I do like him. And you can feel he feels the same frustration that I think a lot of us feel when you just want a simple answer. Just a simple answer. So there's your Defence Secretary who won't answer. A women's safeguarding, if you trust her with your life, Jesus, who can't answer. And then we come on to the gift that keeps giving. The extra special, the SEND Member of Parliament, which is David Lammy. And here's him, and I mentioned this in the previous one, where when being asked a very logical question by Sarah Pouchin, answers like a self-righteous, egotistical arsehole of a child.
Is he able to explain to the House whether the United States felt unable to use the Diego Garcia base and have to refuel in a highly dangerous operation 3 times because of that, because of your deal that you did with the Mauritians that would then tell the Chinese, that would then tell the Iranians?
The Honourable Lady has got to get off social media and has got to get some help. Has got to get some help because she's swallowing conspiracy theories that should not be repeated in this house.
And as I said in the previous video, why do you all laugh and find that funny? That was a very logical question, and you turned it into a Channel 4 comedy show, i.e. not fucking funny at all. And then we get the bit where, I'm going to play the clip now, where he actually makes up parliamentary rules as he goes along in an attempt to silence, and gets his arse handed to him on a plate.
Against the US, what does the government believe our Article 5 obligations would be with regards to military? In the event that Iran does launch a retaliatory military strike against the US, what does the government believe our Article 5 obligations would be with regards to military support for the US? And how will that change if the location of the attack is in the region?
Well, can I refer him to 213 of the Ministerial Code?
Mr Deputy Speaker, during the Middle East statement earlier today, I asked the Foreign Secretary, in the event that Iran does launch a retaliatory military strike against the US, what does the government believe our Article 5 obligations would be with regards to military support for the US, and how would that change if the location of the attack was in the region? Just a few minutes after asking this question, Iran launched an air attack against US bases in Qatar and Iraq. The Foreign Secretary evaded providing a coherent response by referring me to 213 of the Ministerial Code. In the current version of the Ministerial Code, published on the 6th of November 2024, there is no 213 of the Ministerial Code. Chapter 2 finishes at 2.7. Could I seek the Deputy Speaker's advice in understanding why the Foreign Secretary is misleading the House by quoting made-up references to the Ministerial Code to avoid scrutiny? And should he, as one of the great officers of state, return to this place and clarify why he isn't on top of his brief?
And this is the problem with Labour. They literally, I get the impression they just don't care what you think, what you say. They're doing what they want to do, and that's absolutely fine. And you're all idiots. And it's not us, it's all of you lot. It's not us making the mistakes, it's everybody else. You just don't understand the logic. Well, I mean, we do understand the logic. It's the logic of fucking us over so you can pretend that you know what you're doing. Where at the moment, it's perfectly clear that you don't, and we're all having to pay for your egos. It's just, I want an answer. You just need an answer, and they just can't. And there's just a few examples. I will, if I find some more, bring them on. We could probably do a series of just answer the question. That's what it's going to be called. You probably know that by now because the thumbnail will have been created after I did this. But just answer the question, Volume 1, we'll call it. Because I'm sure I'll find some more, because they never can. Now, don't get me just wrong. This is not just Labour politicians. All politicians are good at this. But at the moment, it's the way Labour do it with their arrogance and the fact that they just treat everybody like they're stupid. Because what they're doing, why can't you understand how good it is? Because it's not. It's that simple. In any case, 2 videos popping up here if you want to watch them, and you can click on my logo over there, which will allow you to subscribe to the channel. Do that if you agree with what I was saying and what I'm doing, and that'd be much appreciated. This comment section, I haven't mentioned the comment section for a while because people leave comments and then YouTube deletes them. So I know you know it's there. You can have a go. You may be lucky. I mean, if it's an out-and-out insult, that'll probably stay because YouTube like them to stay. Funny that. And there is always ways to support the channel down below. But again, I try not to blow my trumpet too much. The merch shop is especially nice. Got some good funky mugs and t-shirts in there if you want to pop on over. Any case, enough of that. I'm done. So, as I said, 2 videos there, logo there. So, until the next one.